Hey everybody, this is your girl, and this is Lady V from our show with Lady V on Facebook, aired Wednesday night and Sunday nights at 9 p.m. And I have a YouTube channel, our show TV. So go subscribe and go turn your post notifications on to see when I drop another one. I'm not going to bore you and I'm not going to be long. So let's get right into the thick of things. Is he worth it? Is he worth it? He who? Worth what? That might be your question at this point in time. As to not bore you, Beenie Man, is he worth it? Is he worth all of this that is popping up all over? Should persons allow him to live his personal life in his way? Yes. Should persons stay out of his personal life? I know. I would want to think so, but when you're a public figure and you're in the public space, persons will believe they have the right to talk and to analyze things that concerns you, like I'm doing right now. So I'm a part of this women's group, and my girl Lashanda asked me a question at the end of the meeting. What are my thoughts on the whole Beenie Man thing? And I was like, Beenie Man, what thought? The new girlfriend thing? Because I did saw the video where he was bringing rose to a female. All right. So I was already aware that there seemed to be a new person in his life. Okay. So I said, I don't really have a thought per se. So Lashanda said to me, V, haven't you seen the videos and what's been going on? So I'm like, sweetie, you know how I am, you know how my life is. I don't get to see everything on social media, even though I am on social media, and persons would want to believe that everything that drops, I see it, but I don't. So tell me, if you're gonna ask me, just update me what's going on. So she popped out her phone and she showed me a couple clips. I didn't watch everything like the whole duration or anything, just clips here, clips here, clips there. So I said, okay, I kind of get it now. So she said, what are your views on him? Truth is, these are my views. These are my personal opinions to the greater extent. All right? I've met Beenie Man twice in my life, in person, in real space, in real time. There was a time I was flying from Florida to Antigua, and he was on the flight coming here. We sat next to each other in first class, and we had a conversation. My views, he's a sweet human being. He can hold a proper conversation. He is a fun-loving and a charming young man. He grows on you very easily, and you could love him in the whim. His stage personality is attracting, it's alluring, it is inviting. To know Beenie Man is to love Beenie Man, honestly. As a personality, as an entertainer, as an artist. I don't know him in any other sense. And that's my true opinion as to who he is. Remember, I only know him on the screen like you guys know it. But let's move on from that. When I listened to the clips, and there was this grown woman cursing. Not so much Beenie Man, but more so the young lady Camille, if that's the correct name. I was at a crossroad. I was very lost. I was confused. Truth, I was so discombobulated. Why she, that lady in the clip, was cursing at Camille? What did Camille do? Why Camille need to be the one cursed by another female? I would want to think a female should always see things through the lens of another female. But maybe because your daughter had a thing with him, you felt it was okay to come for her. A man who wants to be kept will be kept. A man is not something or someone anyone have the ability to hold, to keep. A man cannot be snatched or taken from another person unless he wants to be snatched or to be taken. Always know this. Men are adults. They know their address and they know the difference between right and wrong. So if being a man used to date your daughter and he starts dating Camille and you're annoyed, be annoyed as a mother-in-law, but you don't have any place in this. If your daughter is so annoyed, let her go out there, be the voice and the face that attacks him, which don't make a lot of sense to me. But if she wants to do that, let her do that. As a woman of your age, you displayed to us on social media how limited you are in your thought and your intellect. You demonstrated to us that you are very illiterate, very dunce, very foolish, very stupid. And the fact that you were looking clout. Okay, Beenie Man dated your daughter, he ditched her, and he shack up with Camille. So what? Men do it all the times. Is this a new thing for him? Have you not seen this before? If this person has been your friend for however long and you're so closely affiliated, don't you know that this is his MO? This is his modus operandi? So why now? Why are you trying to rip not him, but the woman to pieces? It's always another woman that comes for a woman, and I don't get it. Why did you come for her? What did she do wrong? How did she offended you? You're thinking she take up your daughter's man. If that was your daughter's man, she could not have taken him. Woman, get a grip. Get the hell out. Back the hell out. You have incriminated yourselves in those voice recordings that you have said. Did you realize that you actually uttered threats to both of them? Did you realize that you literally threatened both of them? So if there's a person in Jamaica that has a beef with either one, they could act on it and it will be on you. Learn to think before you speak. Now let's talk about being a man. He's a man for have enough gal and gal in a bungle. He had the best and the finest of women in his life. Maybe because of his charm, he's charismatic, he is the guy in terms of how he presents himself, and he's very easy to love. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we sat on a plane from Florida and we had a great conversation, and he's just such a sweet person on that level. I don't know him on a personal and an intimate level, so I don't know what he can or could be like on those levels. I hear people make it seem like his previous partner couldn't hold him, or she should have been able to hold him. Hold him on what level? He's not a horse. He's not a dog on a leash. Hold him how? No woman need to be able to hold a man. A man who wants to be whole will hold himself down. It's not a woman's responsibility to do so. And you find unions all the times that seems odd to us as people. and will say what this person see in that person, what that person sees in the other person. We don't know. They connect where we can't see or analyze or rationalize. But love is love at the end of the day. And love comes in different shades and in different forms. Now, she is a growth driven, the previous partner is a growth driven individual. And if you're with someone, even though they have the biggest name and they don't fuel your growth, at times it may force you to part ways with them. See that as that and not try to further analyze anything else. They are both great human beings in their individual rights. Now, as for Beenie Man himself, let me say this. Women are not dumb, they are not blind, and they are not stupid. But a lot of us as women pretend to be dumb, blind, and stupid. This man have a known history as a womanizer. He is always out there doing his thing, even if it is not in actual life, but the persona or the image of him in our eyes and in our minds is a womanizer. He sings the songs that speaks to that, and he have a couple baby mothers. Aren't those telling signs that maybe he's not a person that wants to settle or will be easily satisfied to settle? He have had some beautiful women, real beautiful women. So it can't be a matter of a woman can't hold him. Maybe he's not ready to settle. Maybe he's still at the point in his life where he's exploring and doing all he can do. And then at a later date, at a older age, he'll calm down. He would have lived the full life. But just hearing from my friend Lashonda, and she gave me her personal take on it. And she said, he is a toxic human being. And I said, no, I met him and he's not toxic. We sat on a plane and we spoke from Florida to Antigua. And I met him at a stage show here where he was performing, and he's an awesome person. He's such a fun-loving person. He makes you laugh and he makes you love him the minute you meet him. Maybe that has been the case with the women that have had, relationship encounters and interactions with him. I don't think he's a toxic person. I think the writing was already on the wall. We all can see that he is of the player's heart, the player's mindset. And every time he moves from one relationship to the next, we get caught up into it. But at the end of the day, he's just being himself, living his best life and living his truth. Now, listen to me. Women, you have a role to play in all of this. For us to call a man toxic, we have to look at the lines of partners. And that is why I am not going to call him a toxic human being on its own, single-handedly. Because when we look at the line, when we look down the line and we look at the women that he has dated, case in point, his last partner, she is a beautiful sweetheart. I love her so much. I admire her so much. She is just the best of the best of the best of every and anything. All the other women he has dated in their own rights, they are great ladies with great attributes in their own ways. Now, you can't call none of them out to say, oh, you couldn't hold him down. He needed to be able to hold himself down. You may call one out and say, oh, I didn't expect this of you. You don't know the side that he had shown them that had caused them to love him the way they did or still do, even if apart. Because I don't think his baby mamas hate him. I don't think his ex-wife hate him. I think there's disagreement that is not reconcilable anymore. But as for you, the big lady that came out and did all of this and said all of this on social media, incriminating yourself, levying threats against both parties, Beenie Man and Camille. And you were just leveling threats and acting like a person without a brain in your head to understand a threat is a threat. Certain word is constituted under law as a threat. How do you feel about yourself now, sweetheart? You should have allowed your daughter to fight her own fight. She knows. Old dog like we have the gal in the 2s and 3. She know he has already branded himself as a whole dog. What made her think he was the husband type? He was married. Couldn't be a husband there. What made her feel, with they living in 2 different countries, he would have been the husband, the perfect and the dutiful husband to her. Now you're mad as the mother. You need to stay out of people's business. I have a daughter that's a grown woman, and she have been in 2 to 3 relationships that I know of. Well, maybe 2 that I know of. And when she fell out of graces with those persons, because I was already introduced to them and I know them, they and I are still best of friends to this day. They love me no less. They still call me mom and I still call them son, because my daughter is no longer in a relationship with them, but I am still in a relationship with them. Not an intimate, not a sexual relationship. But I have a mother-son relationship with them. So when you come here and you try to curse him and then you curb it, more so Camille. What did Camille do to you? What did that woman take from you? What she ate for you? What she stole from you? You should be so embarrassed to come out here with when I can't, if I go to Jamaica, I say I go, and if me ever buck you and Camille. Yeah, act like being a man the day with you. Him the day with you, miss. Him the day with you, cause your daughter not as bitter as you. You're bitching more than your daughter, and that says a lot. You have no credibility, no class to even be out here addressing the young man. Well, not so young man, because I'm straight. You have no business out here addressing Beenie Man like that, and I go for Camille like that. You showed your daughter that you have no class. So she don't have no first line of role model to emulate. Because when you can't emulate your mother, it says a lot. And if she had to emulate you, oh my God, society wouldn't be good again. Because you're nothing or no one for a person to emulate. You need to know when to speak and when not to speak, lady. Beenie Man is who he is. We all know this is who he is. This is how he is. I wouldn't call him toxic. You know why? The women were not blind and they were not deaf. They know him. They know his history. They know his track record. They would have heard his children speak. They would have heard another broken baby mother speak. Another person that has been separated would have spoken so many times. When you are getting it, you getting it knowing what you are getting into. But a word to the wise, sir, I really love you. I really love your music. No joke. I enjoyed our chat on the flight, and I enjoyed when you were at the show and we spoke. I just want to tell you, you are too grown for all of this. And it is high time that your name is not aligned with mess of this sort and kind, always doing with women. And, it is time that you find a way to grow up. You're not Beenie anymore. You're a grown man now. You may be trading on the monarchy of being a man, but you're not so tiny or so Beenie anymore, sweetheart. You're a grown man based on age and experience and wisdom. Come on, get a grip. start acting like it. We all love you and love your music, but these things are a little too much. And honestly, you need to become a role model for many things and many persons, for your own children, for your, if you have sons, for your sons, and for little boys around the world that looks up to you, love your music, and would like to emulate you. Show them a better way. You're moving too fast, and truth is, you're leaving too much broken women in your past. It is not right. I will not call you toxic. And Lysandra, again, I'm going to say this. Lysandra, he is not a toxic person. He's just doing what typical men do when women do not have self-worth and self-respect and self-value for themselves, or women believe they can be the one who changes a man. They think they can be the one that make him change and make him different, and that's where we go wrong. As a woman, we can't change a man. He is who he is. The only person that can change a man is the man himself and God. The man has to want to change, see the need and feel the need for change, and he has to start and pray, and God will do the rest. Women, stop pick up men and think you can be the change and you will change them. You can't change nobody. A man that don't want to be held, you can't hold. A man that don't want to be kept, you can't keep. And you cannot go in there knowingly and then scream he's toxic. No, we're not gonna have it. So Lysandra, he's not toxic in my opinion. I just think that he has exploited a lot of women who really loved him, really loved him. And I think some of these women allowed themselves to be exploited by him. What reason for? I don't know. But big lady mama that's been cursing and incriminating yourself and uttering threats, may I caution you, may I remind you, you're not sounding good or intelligent or very bright or very knowledgeable or very reasonable. If your daughter dated a man and things fell apart, let your daughter fight her battle, not you fighting your daughter's battle. And the anger you spew spoke volumes. And may I now tell you, Camille is not your biggest problem, because she will not be his last on the list. Your daughter need to identify who she is, what she wants, what's her standard, and she will select men better. Don't come for Camille. I don't know Camille. I've never met her until Lashonda kind of come with the whole thing and I checked it out. I didn't really have the backstory. But Camille is not the problem. You, your daughter, and the man in question is the problem, not Camille. As women, we like to go for another woman a little too much. We like to pass the baton along. We like to have someone to blame. And sometimes the person that we need to blame is the person in the mirror. Look in it. Ask your daughter to look in it, and I hope you, being a man, will look in it. We love your music, we love your vibes, we love your stage personality, we love your little jiggy and simma, but we'd love to see you settle down as a big man and stop getting your name in all of these mess. Because truth is, this is played out, and you are beyond this. Come on, chin up, socks up, get with it. I love you all, and may you all give your reviews to this video as to how you see it and how you view it. Lady, make your daughter fight her own battle, because I know you to take him as she. You need to shut up. Leave Camille alone. Camille not be the last person. And your daughter, did that play with him on other people's timeline. Shut up, woman.